Good morning, everyone. The board meeting of the Gateway Development Commission is now called to order. Today, we are holding a public meeting of the Gateway Development Commission's Board of Commissioners. Today's meeting is being held in person, but public comments will continue to be solicited virtually. Audio is also being live streamed from the Gateway Program website. The Commission will solicit comments from members of the public who have signed up for in-person comments. The Commission is also soliciting comments from the public that may be participating virtually today. A form for soliciting these comments is posted on the Gateway Program website for those who wish to submit a comment for today's meeting. Acting Secretary Maria Anderson, may I ask you to conduct the roll call and report on the public notice for today's meeting.
Co-Chair Glenn.
Here.
Co-Chair Gray-Wolverk.
Here.
Vice Chair Kosha.
Here.
Commissioner Herlinsky.
Present.
Commissioner Barbas.
Here.
Commissioner Dominguez is absent. Commissioner Rosen is absent. We have a quorum. Adequate notice of today's regular public meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Gateway Development Commission has been provided in accordance with the Commission's enabling legislation. The agenda and public documents pertaining to the board meeting have been made publicly available on the Gateway Program website. Notice of the meeting was posted to the website 5 business days before the meeting, and public notice of the time and place of the meeting was provided to appropriate media outlets. A video recording of this meeting will be posted on the Gateway Program website.
Thank you. The next item on today's agenda is the report on the minutes of the July 28th, 2025 meeting of the board. I'll now again turn to Ms. Anderson for a report on the minutes of that meeting.
Copies of the minutes of the meeting of July 28th, 2025 were delivered in electronic form by me to the governors of New York and New Jersey on July 29, 2025. The time for action by the governors of New York and New Jersey expired at midnight on August 12, 2025, at which time action recorded in the minutes went into full force and effect.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. We'll now turn to public comment. I note for the record that the Commission has solicited virtual comments from the public in advance of and during today's meeting. A form for soliciting these comments was posted to the GDC website in advance of the meeting. The comment form for virtual participation is available throughout today's meeting. The Commission has received 3 virtual public comments by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, August 19, 2025, from the following: Jacob Kosick, Associated Construction Contractors of New Jersey; Nathan Kilbert, United Steelworkers International Union; Samuel Turvey, Rethink NYC, Empire Station Coalition, Penn Community Defense Fund. If any virtual comments are received during today's meeting, they will be distributed to the board and posted on the Gateway Program website after today's meeting. All public comments received will also be filed in the Commission's records. Ms. Anderson will now conduct the public comment period for those speakers who have registered in person today.
Today we have 10 registered speakers. Speakers, in order to give everyone an opportunity to be heard, we request you limit your comments to 3 minutes. In accordance with the GDC Open Meetings policy, the public comment period may be limited to 30 minutes. The first speaker is Rob Harms from George Harms Construction.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Rob Harms, and I am Chief Executive Officer of George Harms Construction. Harms is one of the 4 shortlisted teams for the New Jersey Surface Alignment Project. On July 28th, I spoke in opposition of Resolution number 0725-04 when the Commission first indicated it would execute a project labor agreement, PLA, that would preclude Harms from bidding by excluding the union, which we have been organized since 1970. As I explained then and must reiterate now, Harms cannot lawfully submit a bid under a PLA that excludes the United Steelworkers, USW. Doing so would violate both our collective bargaining agreement and the law. Nothing in the PLA before you today changes that realty, including the provision cited in the latest resolution. Harms is not seeking special treatment, or he is simply asking for a fair opportunity to compete. After last meeting, I was hopeful this problem would be corrected. Instead, the Commission amended the July 28th resolution and brought it back for approval today, without ever engaging in negotiations with the USW. Despite repeated attempts, the Commission has never contacted the USW to evaluate their qualifications or willingness to include in the PLA. No explanation has been provided for this omission. As stated previously, and as affirmed again by the USW's public comments today and on July 28th, the USW is fully qualified, ready, and willing to perform the work. If the PLA proceeds without their inclusion, Harms will be barred from participating in this procurement. To knowingly exclude the USW without any attempt to include them does a disservice to public by narrowing competition and eliminating experienced contractors. Just to be clear, Harms is not opposed to PLAs. PLAs are legal, but when you exclude a qualified union, it's unlawful and limits competition. The Commission should be working to maximize competition in order to deliver the best design and lowest cost to the public. Taking steps that arbitrarily exclude qualified contractors and their skilled workforce based solely on union affiliation undermines that goals. I respectfully urge the Commission not to proceed in this manner. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Mike Fisher, United Steelworkers.
Good morning. My name is the Reverend Michael L. Fisher. I am the Sub-District Director of the United Steelworkers, representing all the workers that are part of USW in New Jersey, Delaware, as well as Puerto Rico. We have had the opportunity where down through the years, we have had the ability to join in with the building trades and being able to do construction work. We have had the opportunity where we find ourselves in a position where we're not opposed to PLAs. We just want a seat at the table. We feel that it's within the proper use of public funds to be able to have a competitive bid take place. And with the steelworkers being excluded, appears to be arbitrary in that they are approved contractors in all cities and all municipalities. We would urge that you consider the letters that have been sent in to the Commission, and we ask that you just find an opportunity to include the steelworkers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is John Wade from Iron Workers Local 11.
Good morning. How are you today? Thank you for the opportunity to speak in front of you on this important matter. Project labor agreements offer several advantages, primarily focused on promoting stability, efficiency, and quality on construction projects. They can lead to cost savings by minimizing delays, standardizing labor practices, and reducing the risk of disruptions. PLAs also include provisions for local hiring, workforce development, and safety training, benefiting both workers and the community. PLAs lock in labor costs up front, minimizing the risk of unexpected expenses due to strikes, lockouts, or other labor relations. By prohibiting work stoppages and establishing dispute resolution mechanisms, PLAs help ensure projects stay on schedule and within budget. Standardized work practices and clear expectations contribute to smoother workflow and increased productivity on the job line. Studies have shown that PLAs can lead to project cost savings, potentially due to increased efficiency and reduce the risk of disruptions. PLAs often rely on approved apprenticeship programs, training programs, ensuring a steady supply of qualified workers. Many PLAs prioritize local hiring, creating job opportunities for residents and boosting the local economy. PLAs can promote diversity and inclusion by encouraging the participation from women, minorities, and veterans. PLAs frequently include provisions for safety training and adherence for safety standards, improving conditions on the job site. PLAs help prevent labor disputes by establishing clear rules and procedures for resolving conflicts. PLAs standardize labor practices across all contractors on a project, reducing the complexity of managing multiple agreements. PLAs promote long-term project stability by minimizing the risk of disruptions due to labor issues. While some argue that PLAs limit bidding, in reality, they often encourage more contractors to participate because they can bid with confidence knowing the labor conditions in advance. PLAs can help foster positive relationships between project owners, contractors, and the local community. In conclusion, project labor agreements offer a range of benefits including cost control, workforce development, labor stability, and improved safety, making them a valuable tool for managing large-scale construction projects. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Chris Lalevee from IUOE 825.
Thank you for taking the time to hear me. To echo Mr. Wade, you know, this PLA, it will guarantee.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, Chris Lalevee, Operating Engineers, Local 825.
Okay.
This PLA will guarantee experienced, well-trained workforce. The workforce will bring safe labor to this project and pay dividends to the project. It'll foster long-term career growth in the trades, as well as growth opportunities to our youth, who's going to be our future tradespeople. Construction being a dangerous business, as the trades, we're continually learning and practicing safety. We're continually setting the standard to the highest level. Through continuous education, we set the high standard by training and retraining. These factors enable us to continuously bring throughout the country projects in on time, on budget, and safe. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. The next speaker is Stephen Gardner, affiliated with New Jersey LECET.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Gardner. I'm the director of the New Jersey Laborers Employers Cooperation and Education Trust. That's a mouthful, I know, but what it really means is it's the labor management organization for the 20,000 members who live and work in New Jersey of the Laborers International Union of North America and the contractors that employ us. I'm here today to really thank the commissioners for their commitment to ensuring that the most critical set of infrastructure projects in the country get built on time, on budget, and with the highest quality contractors and with the most skilled workforce. Having spent 30 years in the construction industry looking at projects all across the state, I can tell you there is no better tool to getting a project accomplished on time, on budget, and with the best contractors and the best workforce is with a PLA. Because PLAs at their core are a management tool, right? That's what they are. They help minimize owners' risk while delivering what every project owner wants for their project, which is predictability, productivity, and efficiency. It's why PLAs are used by both public and private sectors, right? It's utilized everywhere. It's not just in this project. It's Walmart, it's Apple, it's even Disney World was built with a PLA. And while in New Jersey, we commonly associate PLAs with large-scale building projects, they've been highly effective in infrastructure projects. One need only look just to our south a little bit, right, to another bi-state agency, the Delaware River Joint Toll Bridge Commission, that completed a $400 million Scudders Falls Bridge replacement just a few years ago under a PLA successfully. If you want to look a little bit further west, there's a new bridge that was just done about 5 years ago to go over the Hoover Dam. It is an engineering and construction marvel, also done under a PLA. We know, by the way, from almost 100 years of construction, right, going back to the Hoover Dam, that PLAs have been an effective tool, and maybe the most effective tool. And they are most effective on the most complex projects anywhere, right? So it would be hard for me to imagine a project less suited, or more suited, excuse me, more suited for PLA than the projects before you today. There's no better tool that you have at your disposal. And I would urge you to move forward today to keep this project moving and keep it on time and on schedule. We need to take action. We ask you to move today. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Robert Fawcett, affiliated with Labor Eastern Region.
morning, Commissioners. My name is Robert Fawcett. I'm a construction laborer with Laguna Eastern Region. I have close to 25 years' experience in the industry. I come here to speak to you today about the support of the PLA on the GDC's Hudson Tunnel projects. I should point out that over the course of my career, I have worked on just about every imaginable kind of project. I've worked on tunnels, bridges, airports, rail lines, highways. I've built out sewer lines, gas lines. I've also worked on projects with and without PLAs. And such, I feel I have a unique perspective to share. On projects like this one, you are to undertake work is complex and requires the use of many skilled trades. A PLA just makes things better with the coordination of pre-planning and shared agreements that come with PLA. Things operate more smoothly, jobs are safer, and we're able to work more productively. Trades workers, contractors, engineers, everybody, and I should point out, we are able to work more productively for a couple of reasons. First, with the PLA, the GDC gains access to the most highly skilled workforce backed by the unions, state-of-the-art training and apprenticeship funds, and supported by local union hiring halls to ensure the access of skilled labor is not an issue. The second reason to support the use of a PLA is to eliminate the obstacles and challenges that come from 14 different collective bargaining agreements. The PLA supersedes individual CBAs and puts everyone on the same playing field with no discrepancies or inefficiencies to deal with. A third is to support PLAs is to give the project owner, you, the ability to include provisions for rigorous safety training, health standards, and problem-solving mechanisms. As a union construction worker, we want high standards. The work we do is hard and it's dangerous, and a PLA is another way to protect us from very real dangers and to protect yourself from the work disruptions, delays, and reworks. While PLAs are entered into with local building trades, they are first and foremost an ownership tool, a tool that is becoming more effective the more they are used. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker is DJ Heel for IBEW 164.
Good morning. I'd like to thank the Gateway Commission for all the diligent work and for letting me speak today. My name is DJ Heel. I'm an officer with the Hudson County Building Trades and a business agent with IBEW Local 164. IBEW Local 164 has over 2,600 members. We pride ourselves in being one of the best trained electrical workforces in New Jersey. IBEW Local 164 has invested in a state-of-the-art facility with instructors teaching day and night classes to ensure we are supplying our electrical contractors with the best trained workers. Weekly classes include OSHA 30, first aid, electrical code calculations, AC and DC electrical theory, NFPA 70E, lockout tagout safety, HAZWOPER, confined space awareness and operations, conduit fabrications, fiber optics, and medium voltage splicings, just to name a few. In addition to all our training, we feel it is important to have a drug-free workforce and have instituted a drug testing program. We know it's important to show up every day and work safely. It is as important for every worker to make it home safe to their family and loved ones. The Hudson Tunnel Project is creating new opportunities and for workers and businesses across the region. A project labor agreement will promote stability, quality, and cost effectiveness. A project labor agreement also contributes to timely completion, provisions for training and apprenticeship programs, ensuring a skilled and qualified workforce on this project. In closing, the Hudson County Building Trades and IBEW Local 164 are proud to be part of delivering the new tunnel to our region's riders and efficiency and safety and as safely as possible. Best regards, DJ Heel. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Ray Heineman for the Hudson County Building Trades Council.
Good morning. I'm Ray Heineman. I am the attorney for the Hudson County Building Trades Council. The council is comprised of the local unions affiliated with 15 international building trades unions. The 21 affiliates operate locally. They represent over 3,000 residents of Hudson County and thousands of skilled trades workers throughout northern New Jersey. And they also have access to approximately 150,000 skilled trades employees throughout the state to further projects. The Hudson County Building Trade supports the Gateway Development Commission's discretion to use a project labor agreement on its Gateway Tunnel projects. So the speakers have alluded to PLAs. So simply put, they're a pre-hire construction agreement that establishes terms and conditions of employment for an entire project. But let's be clear on some things. The terms of the PLA apply to all contractors, but it doesn't exclude contractors. It's open to all contractors. George Harms is welcome to bid on a project, as are any other contractors, regardless of signatory status. The PLA has provisions specifically tailored to specific projects as needed. One of the benefits of the PLA is its dispute resolution mechanism. It prohibits strikes and provides a simple, expedient method to resolve disputes. This is particularly important when there are non-signatory contractors available who may not understand or follow trade union guidelines on jurisdiction. The PLA also does not exclude the contractor's own workforce. This PLA allows 12%, the core workforce of a contractor, to be employed under the terms. In addition, it does not require anyone to join a building trades union that's affiliated. These PLAs have been used successfully across the state, same format. I'd point out to the dozens of bridges crossing the Delaware by the DRPA. Most recently, a $5 billion project to rebuild Terminal A at the Newark Airport. Put briefly, the Hudson County Building Trade supports the discretion of the GDC as a bi-state agency to utilize PLAs on major projects in the absence of parallel and complementary legislation by the states of New York and New Jersey prohibiting their use. These are allowed by the legislation, and we feel and support your willingness to follow through and go through with them. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Jacob Kozix for ACC NJ.
Good morning, co-chairs, vice chair, and commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today. My name is Jacob Kosis, and I'm the Labor Relations Director for the Associated Construction Contractors of New Jersey. On behalf of our members and the thousands of union craft workers they employ, we offer our strong support of the Commission's utilization of project labor agreements on all stages of the Hudson Tunnel moving forward. We will submit the remainder of our comments in written form. Should you have any questions, we will continue to be a resource. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The next speaker is Jerry Keenan for New Jersey Alliance for Action.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Keenan. I'm the president of the New Jersey Alliance for Action. Briefly, the Alliance for Action was founded 51 years ago as a nonpartisan and
Amy Rosen is now joining.
as a nonpartisan and nonprofit association representing thousands of business, labor, utility, healthcare, government, and other organizations. Our mission is to improve New Jersey's economy by promoting environmentally friendly capital construction and infrastructure investment. I want to say congratulations to the GDC for bringing in Jim Starace as the Chief of Project Delivery. The Alliance for Action is a long-term relationship with Jim, and I know he's going to be doing a terrific job in leading this project forward. Obviously, there is indeed important work ahead, and we're here to continue to support the most important infrastructure project in the nation. We're real glad to be welcoming Jim to speak at our New Jersey Transportation Conference, which is coming up in a couple of months. All around us, we see the impact Gateway is having both on the tunnel preparation and all the associated projects. Riding recently on the New Jersey Transit train to Penn Station, it was great to see the Portal North Bridge roaring to its completion and work now moving forward on the track itself. The Alliance for Action has been a strident supporter of Gateway for a long time, and the need for this new rail passage and related infrastructure is no more obvious than it is today. It certainly needs to be moving forward. And as we understand it, there are more than 20,000 workers employed because of the Gateway construction right now. That number is going to increase to 95,000 workers. These are good paying jobs and in turn will spin off additional jobs. More importantly, the Gateway is going to provide permanent economic growth that's been documented in many reports. Transportation access is the key to our future economic success, and Gateway is going to give us that success well into the 22nd century. It's a pleasure working with all of you, and we're looking forward to continuing that effort. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you. There are no more speakers. And for the record, Commissioner Rosen joined.
Welcome, Commissioner Rosen.
Yes, welcome. Thank you, Ms. Anderson. We will now turn to the GDC staff for an update on the Gateway program. Thanks, Tom.
At July's board meeting, we announced that GDC is adding to its roster of top-notch engineering talent, with Jim Starace joining this week as Chief of Program Delivery, and Hamid Nejad's promotion to Chief Engineer. As an organization, GDC is quickly adapting to the increasingly complex construction activity across its 5 sites. I'd like to begin by highlighting the important work that our teams have done since our last board meeting. Daylight is now visible under the Tunnelly Avenue overpass. The team has nearly completed excavation under the road and remains on track to complete the project this year. This is a critical step that will enable us to bring in the pieces of the tunnel boring machine for its on-site assembly. Just east of Tunnelly Avenue, the Palisades Tunnel Project team is preparing for the arrival of the tunnel boring machine. At the same time, the team is building the access shaft that will be used to remove the machines when the section of the tunnel boring is complete. We are installing a noise barrier at the shaft site to absorb construction sounds. Moving across the river, we come to the Hudson River Ground Stabilization Project. Relocation of the mobile wall within the cofferdam is nearing completion, enabling the team to access a new section in the riverbed. In Manhattan, the HYCC 3 team is wrapping up construction there. Tunnel boring machine. This is an interesting part of the presentation for those of you that haven't been able to see a tunnel boring machine. We are rapidly approaching the start of tunnel boring for the Hudson Tunnel Project. With this major milestone on the horizon, I would like to use today's progress update to explain how these massive, complex machines work in building a tube tunnel and the process that will lead up to the start of the tunnel boring next year. Looking ahead, I am proud to say that both TBMs will be manufactured in November, and we are on track to begin tunnel boring in 2026. The first machine is now 83% complete, and the second machine, which will be offset by 200 feet, is 73% complete. These are massive machines, as you can see here, the characterization of the people standing next to them, because you don't get a feel for the size unless you actually stand next to one. The first of the 2 TBMs will be ready for launch by next summer, and the second will begin boring soon thereafter. We are using single shield tunnel boring machines for the first mile of tunnel boring. This means the front of the TBM is a single continuous cylinder. This is the most efficient use of TBMs for boring through dry, hard rock conditions. like the rock underneath the Palisades, where the New Jersey section of the tunnel will be built. We will use 2 TBMs that are optimized by digging through a variety of conditions that we'll encounter under the Hudson River to dig that portion of the tunnel. These machines are massive and extremely complicated. The Palisades cutter head is more than 28 feet in diameter, and each machine is longer than a football field, and they weigh more than 1,600 tons. The size of the TBMs mean that they can build quickly. On days when the TBMs mining is underway, roughly 30 feet of tunnel will be built. At this rate, it will take about a year to complete both tubes in the Palisades. TBMs are an all-in-one tunnel building machine. At the front of the machine, the cutter head breaks up the rock and earth into chips. These chips are then collected in buckets at the cutter head, where they will slide down chutes in the muck ring, which funnels them into a conveyor belt for removal to the rear of the tunnel boring machine. As the tunnel boring machine advances, it installs new tunnel liner behind it in rings, and the section of the tunnel that these two tunnel boring machines are building will be made up of roughly 1,700 rings. Once the tunnel liner is installed, the TBM moves forward by pushing off the edge of the existing liner that was put in place using hydraulic thrust cylinders. These next 2 slides show the current production status of our TBMs. Both of the machines are on track to be finished this fall. Once factory production is finished, the machines will be tested and accepted locally at the site where they're being built, and they won't be shipped until they've successfully completed those tests. They will be assembled at the launch points in North Bergen at the Tunnelly Avenue site. Of course, building the TBMs is a massive undertaking, but it has also taken an incredible amount of work to get our construction sites ready for their arrival. For the past 2 years, we have worked to build the bridge under Tunnelly Avenue that will enable the TBMs to be put in place for assembly. Teams are working to prepare the launch point for the TBMs, digging a massive pit where they will be assembled in place when they arrive. A mile away in Weehawken, which is the other side of the Palisades, work is already in progress to build the access shaft that will be used to remove the tunnel machines once they go through the Palisades tunnel portion of the project. The size of the shaft reinforces how large the TBMs are. It's roughly 130 feet across, and it's almost as long as an Olympic swimming pool. The first action item on the board's consideration today is delegating authority to execute the project labor agreement for the New Jersey Surface Alignment Project. Project labor agreements, as we've heard already from some of the speakers, are pre-hire collective bargaining agreements that create consistent, predictable rules for the terms and conditions of employment. We have PLAs on our contract packages and are supported by relevant legal required feasibility reviews, and we anticipate continuing to utilize them going forward throughout all aspects of construction. PLAs benefit workers and enable GDC to build efficiently by ensuring contractors have access to experienced, well-trained pool of workers who can quickly mobilize. The PLA for the New Jersey Surface Alignment Project establishes standardized work and pay rules, formalizes the process for unions to refer employees to work on the project, and creates a standardized procedure for resolving disputes to avoid work stoppages and inter-union jurisdictional disputes. All contractors and subcontractors who work on the project must comply with the PLA. Contrary to some of the public comments received, it is our understanding that the shortlisted bidder in question works with one of the signatories to the PLA, Laborers Local 472. The PLA also permits any workforce outside of the signatories to, in fact, assent to the PLA. As always, GDC is grateful for and responsive to the public input. I want to assure the board that in the industry that we have confirmed that any of our shortlisted bidders can work on the project as long as they comply fully with the PLA. Quite simply, PLAs help us all, bidders, workers, and GDC, to keep this incredibly important project on schedule, budget, and time.
Thank you, Mr. Prendergast. We will now turn to the first action item for the board's consideration, which, of course, Tom just explained. And I'm confident that the Package 3 bidders have equal access to work on the project, and that assent to this PLA will keep the Hudson Tunnel project on track. The board appreciates your confirmation that the terms of the PLA are fair and will benefit the Hudson Tunnel project as negotiated. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
I'll make the motion to authorize Mr. Pendergast to execute the PLA.
Is there a second, please?
Good.
Who was that, for the record? Sorry.
It's Alicia. Sorry.
Thanks,
Commissioner
Alicia.
Dunn.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Any discussion? I move this motion to a vote. Ms. Anderson, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Gray Wolverk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Herlinsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosen,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas.
Yes.
The motion passes. Prior to the next action item, I will note for the record that Chief Executive Officer Thomas Prendergast has recused himself from all matters involving contract GDC 25029OP for Engineer of Record Services and Engineering Services during construction to support the Hudson Tunnel project. Mr. McCoy will present the next action item.
Good morning, Commissioners. This item today is to approve the selection of the Gateway Trans-Hudson Partnership Engineering, or GTHPE, a joint venture of WSP, AECOM, and STV, as the engineer of record and the provider of engineering services during construction for the Hudson Tunnel project. The scope of work includes the design of the HTP packages currently at various stages of design completion, design services required for remaining construction, and engineering support during construction services for all contracts in the construction phase and future construction phase packages. The procurement is a Brooks Method RFP and will be eligible for federal reimbursement. The term of the contract will be 10 years with 3 one-year option periods at GDC's discretion. There is a DBE goal of 11%. And finally, the request is to approve for a not-to-exceed amount of $369,291,544 for the initial term plus the 3 option years.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you, Victor. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
I think that was Tony and Alicia together. Is there any discussion? Move this motion to a vote. Ms. Anderson, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes. Alicia, was that a yes? Co-chair, was that a yes?
That
Sorry.
was me, Amy, who seconded, by the way.
I know we're at roll call. Thanks,
Okay.
Amy.
okay. Co-Chair Glenn,
Can she hear? We'll go back to co-chair, I guess.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Co-Chair Graywall-Verk?
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha?
Yes.
Commissioner Herlinsky?
Just waiting for
Yes.
circle back.
Commissioner Rosen?
Yes. I don't think-
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas?
Yes.
Can we go back?
Co-Chair Glenn?
She's having
Okay.
technical issues. One sec. Sure, okay.
Hey, Co-Chair Glenn? Yes. Can you just affirm that you are,
Apologies again, lost the internet.
just your vote on the EOR item?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We recorded your yes. The motion passes.
Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Anderson. There being no further business to conduct today, I motion to adjourn. Is there a
I'll second.
Thank you. I move this motion to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Just,
Don't all say it at once.
I know. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion is approved and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.